perspectives. Okay. So, certainly right now we're really, we're very, very busy. Probably the busiest we've ever seen, but it's not lost on me that there might be a few of our agents or a handful that are not as busy as they would like to be. And they're seeing everybody else, really moving and got momentum. And so you find yourself asking, what am I doing wrong? Or what about my business, and what pivots should I make? The first thing is, I guess from a coaching standpoint, is to be very careful about comparing yourself to someone else. Matter of fact, we teach our kids the same thing, that we can learn from others, and that's a great thing to do. But it's a danger zone when you compare, because everyone's journey, everyone's gifts, everyone's obstacles, paths, everything is so much different. And so it's kind of unfair, really, to compare us to another agent or another person. So I'm going to remind you right off the bat that you can do it. You're good enough. You're worthy enough for any blessing or good thing that can come your way. And you can continue to improve, and you have. And that's the journey of life. We have to be okay being imperfect while we chase perfection. Wow. Right? You got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with the fumbles and the little follies of life, and celebrate the lessons learned from when we trip, and we're not hitting the mark that we want to. We got to be able to learn the lessons. And, when you have that mentality, it doesn't matter the outcome, because you can always learn from whatever. I consoled an agent about 4 or 5 days ago who had a client that, chose somebody else after telling them they would list the house with them. And, she was devastated. She went way overboard on what she offered this seller. Arranged contractors and painters and handymen to fix things. And she just really went overboard. And then she got the news that they were listing with somebody else. And, there's lessons that can be learned in these things, right? Matter of fact, let me ask you guys this. What do you think a good agent should do? She arranged for, I don't want to exaggerate, but I think it's 3 or 4 different contractors to get the house ready. She got the news that she listed with someone else, that they listed with someone else. They called to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and go with our neighbor. So what do you think? Did the subcontractors that she set up, were they still in line and in play, or did she call and cancel them all? What would you do, right? What would you do? They're your contacts, your friends. You've called them. You've set up the schedule. What do you think? You think that would be a hard thing to do? To say, well, do you still need the carpets cleaned? Do you still need the handyman? Do you still need that electrical work done? Did you still need the painting done? Right? And what do you think? What do you think you would do? What do you think our agent did? This is so fun when you have an audience who can't talk back, right, Leslie? You start to question yourself at I'll go somewhere else. No. It's really good. Could someone needs to talk to me?
I've been trying to enact the Zoom unmute rules to my kids for the last 6 months so they don't talk back. It doesn't work though.
Yeah, it's too bad. We can't pick and choose.
It's not polite.
Where's that where you can assign people? You say you can talk, you can't.
It's bonus points in the game of life, though, if you just leave the contractors in place.
Yeah, right, Todd. Is everyone kind of agreeing with that? You think she struggled? Would you struggle? I would.
Totally.
So it's actually what she did. It's a great story about a really great person who did the right thing, and they were so appreciative of that. So you never know. Maybe we could write this down this morning. There's something, just bread for the head stuff before I get formal with the questions. But I've been thinking a lot about how you can really grade yourself when you have appointments, listing appointments or buyers. How do you really grade yourself? And I mean, for example, do you grade yourself if you got the listing and so therefore it's a success? Yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of do that. Yeah, and I get it. We're a business, so we've got to. It's one of the markers that we have. You know, how many listing appointments do you go on? How many do you get? I understand that. But on a micro level, that's unfair to you. And I've said it this way before, that it's frankly a little arrogant to think that if you just went in there and did your best job, that everyone would list with you and everyone would even list their house. So if I get a bigger start at this, selling a property and listing a home is a really big decision for a family. It's huge. And way down the list is what agent they're going to use. You know, the agent helps with challenges. Doesn't monumentally change though the fundamental reasons why someone lists or buys. So how do we grade ourselves? This is what this would be the saying today. I think we should grade ourselves on whether or not we advance the relationship in a positive way. Okay. So did I advance the relationship in a positive way? I am not blind or minimizing the role that which is so critical that we represent with an agency contract in a formal way so we can unlock the resources that we have. It's really important to not send someone out into the ocean like Tom Hanks in Castaway and hope that they make it. No, we don't want to do that. We understand how important our role is, but I can't judge myself solely on whether or not they list with me. Okay, I can judge myself on whether I advance the relationship.
Well, Jill Stringham's got a great comment in the chat. She said, even if she had them sign the listing agreement, do you really want to make them use you if they decide they didn't want to use them, right? It doesn't matter if she had them sign or not. I mean, that's exactly what you're talking about, right? People have relationships and you sometimes click with someone, you sometimes don't click with other people. And the bottom line is, do you really want to use the law for some type of contract negotiation to force someone into a relationship with you? That's a pretty big hole to dig out of.
Yeah, I agree, Joe. You guys all agree? Yeah. I mean, that's not going to go well, is it? That's not going to go well. Mark says, get the balloons, write their names on them, release them into the universe with love. I love it. I thought there for a second you were going to shoot them down. No, don't shoot them down. No. Nothing but love. What's Linda have to say? Or maybe you get a signed listing, then arrange the contractors. I'm doing the same thing right now. Do it all the time. Yeah, one of the things we're going to talk about, one of the fill-ins here, it's coming. It's matter of fact, I think, yeah, look at number 5 on mindset. Number 5 on mindset. It says, I don't have to be a great blank. I just have to be a great person. What's the fill in the blank? So I don't have to be a great, hit the chat, maybe. Who's got it first? I should give I should give some money away today. Right? It kind of feels like a day I should just give something away.
A one-on-one coaching session, Will. That's the value.
Really? Give away a one-on-one?
One-on-one, 1 hour with Will Cooper.
I would do that anyway.
I know.
Oh, good. Look, Kevin Larson just joined us. He's the one with all the money. So we can have him do the giveaway.
There you go. Since I'm late, I guess I owe it to you, right?
Yeah. Okay. You know what would be kind of fun? Hey, Joe, can you get, okay, here's what we're going to do. We'll have look, first of all, you got to be on your honest engine here. Okay. Did your sheet come with the printout answers? Anybody? Be honest. Did the PDF have the answers? No? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Joe, are we recording? We are recording. Perfect. So in the chat, if you can get the most right answers, why don't we give away something like, I don't know, it should be a big amount. Kev, how much you got in your wallet?
$1 less than you.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I'll come up with a prize. Okay, so, Allison, $500. Okay, I'll come up with a prize. All right, guys. So let's just have some fun either way, right? But let's see who can come up with the most right answers on these things, and then I'll add them up at the end after I print off the chat, and I'll inform everyone by email who the winner is. Sound fun? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. So number 5, since we just started there, Jill wants to borrow my boat. I'll tell you what, I could throw a boat trip in anytime. Okay. Yeah. Twist my arm. Right, Kev? We're working here. You know, we're working.
That's good work and you can get it.
Yeah. Okay. So number 5 was, I don't have to be a good salesperson. I don't have to be a great salesperson. Matter of fact, I don't really like that term anyway. I think we should be good communicators. So make a note on 5 that my objective is to be a good communicator. When I'm good at communicating, that means discovery. I'm patient. I listen. I can simplify, or I can go deep into vertical. I can go complex when needed. I can alter my presentation to match the personality. That's a better communicator. That's our objective. Okay. All right. Let's jump up to number 1. John, no problem. Lake Pal, if that's what it takes, I'll just say, hey, sorry, Ron, I'm doing my job here. I'm doing my job.
As long as you can answer phone calls, just make sure you're in a place in the lake where you can answer problem phone calls and troubleshoot deals, right?
That's right. There's a small place in Halls at Bullfrog, you can do it, and a small place in Wallweep, and then up in Padre. Outside of that, yeah, it doesn't happen so well. Okay. Number 1, blank investments help me more quickly adapt to change and improve my skills. What do you think? I'll give us why don't we just do about 3 or 4 seconds per answer. If you've got it, then we'll add up the point. If you don't, then just be silent and we'll move on. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay. The right answer is education. Education investments help me more quickly adapt to change and improve my skills. Make a note there on number 1 that since COVID, we've had to evolve and adapt quickly, haven't we? New stats, new reasons why people are buying. We've got to keep our eye on the market like never before. That's a huge part of our deliverable to a client. Number 2, never miss a chance to show blank to all of those who assist my business: mortgage, title, office staff, home inspectors. This cements loyalty and creates trust. What's that? Okay, and I suppose that there's different ways to say this, but the right answer is gratitude. Gratitude. This will go so far in building your business, referrals, and relationships when you're showing gratitude. Number 3, when asked about a potential competitor, my comments are always kept what?
Positive.
Yes, good, Kev. Positive. Sometimes people intentionally kind of tempt us with these things, guys, to see how you'll respond. So be very careful. They're watching you. Okay. Number 4, by making time to be a supportive and positive blank within my company, we invite the assistance, encouragement, and knowledge when needed. What's that one? Type it in. By making time to be a supportive, positive blank within my company. Could say brokerage. Okay, the key word here is teammate. Teammate. You know, this speaks to tour, not jumping off of sales meeting when property presentations are happening, right? Supporting our open houses, being available to help, sharing your ideas. It's really self-destructive to keep your secret sauce secret. Okay, it's very self-destructive. When you're teaching it to somebody else, believe me, you become a better communicator and presenter. So when you take what you've learned and you pass it on to help grow someone else, you become better at that thing. Okay. So I hope you make notes on that one too. I remember early on in my career, I came up with a pretty good idea and it was working. And I was young. I was in my early or mid 20s. And I remember just saying no, I wasn't going to share it. I felt horrible about that for the longest time, and then figured out. Matter of fact, my mentor who passed away last week, my stepdad corrected me, and he was right. The thing is, he was right. So that's helped me out a lot. Okay. Number 5, we already did. Number 6, surrounding myself with others who have blank goals enhances my ability to accomplish these goals. Yes, similar is the right answer. I like lofty, but similar is the right answer. Okay, number 7. Blank to new market conditions allows me to embrace change without abandoning my basic fundamentals. Boy, have we had to do this. We've had to seriously do this. We had to present over Zoom, buyer consultations over Zoom. We had to present over Zoom. We had to have safety and CDC guidelines. We've had to have new language in our REPSIs. My goodness, we've had an entirely need for this. So the word I have is adjusting. So adjusting, number 7, to new market conditions allows me to embrace. The opposite of that is being just mad. You know, I mean, I don't want to learn and then fill in the blank. I don't want to learn this technology. I don't want to learn this. I'm not happy with whatever. And when that happens, we see this in teenagers all the time. The door to learning is closed and locked. You can't get through. Okay, doesn't matter. So that's usually when I just order pizza or bake a cake, something with food or carbs. Then the teenagers start to come around. Okay, 8. My morning blank will set the tone for my daily production or productivity. This is huge for me, guys. If I did have a secret sauce, oh my goodness, this is it. When I changed this, it worked so well. And a lot of you have the right answer. I'll give you about, yep, there you go. The right answer is routine. So some of you have heard this already, but what is my morning routine? Well, first of all, I do go to bed earlier, then I get teased by my kids who are night owls. But I try to go to sleep, to be asleep by 10:30. So that means I can get up and really be refreshed by 6 a.m. I run almost every morning, and in my ears is something that I need to learn. And the beautiful thing about it is that we live in a time where I can analyze myself every morning and say, what's in front of me, what's needed, so what do I need to learn? And then I can start to digest that, and I can double up, So it is, remember that, so write this down if you haven't before, but it's bad, good, better, best. Okay. All right. So the bad things are harmful for us, like self-destructive, and as the best, simplest sermon ever given was, stop that. That's the bad. But so often we have to trade the good for the better and the better for the best. Isn't that true in life? Because a lot of things we do are good. It's just, is it the best way? And I was listening to Rush, and I'm telling you, Joel, nothing's better than Rush. Nothing. Except for I could have really benefited from some amazing talks that were given by some of the smartest people on the planet about the subjects I needed help with. So out went Rush, and in went people like Simon Sinek or my favorite TED Talks. And that's really a great way to start your day and to learn and better yourself. It's been said that if you study something for like an hour a day for 10 years, you become the top percentage of knowledge in that subject in the planet. So, that's something for self-improvement, right? Okay, morning routine. Number 9. Sometimes we give up the blank in order to reach the blank or blank. And I think did I just say this?
Good,
I did.
better, best.
Yes, I give up my good, better to get the best. Okay, I guess that's a freebie. Sorry, Kev, I keep giving away that cash in your.
That's all right.
Okay, ready to go on to skill sets? So in my mind, the skill sets are the things like when we think of our agency, our reasonable care duties, you know, like we're a professional, we're trained, we understand forms, laws, rules, ethics, marketing, procedures, and things like that. This shows up in skill sets, and they can be learned. They're things that if you don't know, as long as we don't shut the door, we can learn these things. So I love enhancing my skill sets. All right. So 10, tailored blank, comma blank to the potential client improves my closing ratio and relationships with my sellers. What do you think? So we're talking about presentation. So what? Tailored what? I gave you one of the answers. So the first one is tailored presentations. And the second word is, what do you think? I mean, I've kind of given you a hint because I've used the word tailored. Tailored presentations. Is anyone going to get this one? This would be bonus points if you got it. Ah, yes. Michaelin got it. Customized. Yes. Tailored presentations customized to my potential client improves my ratio. You know, I think on the basic level, you think, oh, I put their property in there. No, it's way deeper than that, guys. In the relationship scheme of things, we discovered what they were concerned about. And we went on a journey to find out the answer or the data that would help them make a decision. This is caring, you know. I mean, we went the extra mile just for them. That's what I mean by presentation. And it's not just the printed presentation. It's the way you interact with them. This takes a lot of time. By the way, for all the guys on, for all the men, testosterone group, okay? Just a little warning. We're very finish line focused. Now that's a good thing. You know, we're kind of a, you know, end result, kind of a thinker. So we do have a tendency to not be patient in discovery. Since I raised 4 daughters and had a female dog and my wife, okay, I've learned a few things about living with women. They're generally pretty patient listeners. And when it comes to relationships, they tend to do a little better at it. So guys, we're going to have to sharpen that saw and be more patient when we're discovering. So when we do customize a presentation, we know where to customize it, you know? So, raising 4 daughters, literally this happened. Okay. They walk in, I'm watching TV, okay, on the big screen. And it was winter and it was a football game. And they said, Dad, what game are you watching? And I said, sweetheart, it's the Super Bowl. Maybe you've heard of it. Okay. It's the Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay. I got one more raising girl joke. Can I tell it? Are you guys, you want a little humor this morning? One more raising daughter girl joke. Okay. So, okay. We're in the family room and it's Saturday morning and I got to clean underneath the couch. I looked under there and the hardwood floors were dusty. So I didn't want to scrape the couch. So I asked my 2 daughters to get on one end and me on the other. And I said, all right, we're going to lift it. We're going to move it over. And I went 1, 2, 3. I lift and they do nothing. So I'm thinking, well, is it 1, 2, 3 or is it 1, 2, 3 and then go, right? And then I remembered a basic presentation skill. You have to know your audience, right? You got to speak their language. And they go, well, Dad, is it 3 or is it 4? You know, so I said, that. I said, get on the couch. They got on the couch. But Dad, I don't know when. I said, shh, shh, shh. So I grab my end and I go 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, couch comes up. 2, 2, boom, right down, right in time. It was beautiful. 5, 6, 7. Anyway, okay. Really funny in my head. Okay, know your audience. All right, number 11, utilizing blank maximizes my time and effectiveness and enhances the value of my service. What do you think? Right out of the gate, Kara says technology. Let's see what I've got over here. Joel says resources. Tina, Sally, systems. Okay, so no one's got the word in my answer key yet. You want to try? Keep trying. 3 more seconds. Utilizing blank maximizes my time and effectiveness and enhances the value of my service. Will. Okay. Time management. All right. Well, thanks for the guesses, you guys. Okay, so number 11 are, okay, Cindy's got it. Tools. The tools. So this is just, are we using all the things that Joe and Jamie are constantly saying, hey, you should do this, do this, do this. That enhances my value. So, can't be resistant to those things. So is technology wrong? The word is tools. So sorry, you have to read my mind and what's in here. Yeah, that's crazy thought. Okay, number 12. Here we go. Number 12. Hey, Joe, I wonder if you need to put will you write in because I think I'm gonna get lost in this script. Can you just type in 12?
I'm sorry, I was lost. You want me to do what?
Just type in question 12. Every time I say a question, will you just write it so the answers are followed? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so keeping communications blank with clients solidifies their confidence in my business. What do you think? Keeping communications. So I'll get a running start at this one. Number 1 complaint, according to NAR, every year on a survey they conduct with buyers and sellers is this one's a problem. Anytime there's a problem with the agent, they say the communication was not this. Okay, 3 more seconds. Okay, Lauren's got it. Way to go, Lauren. Frequent. I mean, you guys have got the gist, but frequency is the key there. So sometimes we say, well, yeah, but I don't have anything to report. Still report. There's nothing to report. You still report it. Okay. You just say things like, well, I didn't want you to think, that I wasn't thinking about you or not working, things like that, but not communicating is a big problem. Number 13, when I blank presentation, it becomes part of my business and I'm excited to present and more confident. What was that? When I blank presentation. Let's see, my presentation. So my should be in front of presentation. What do you think? Okay, a lot of you got this one. Great. Practice. That's the answer. The answer is practice. It is a kind of an interesting relationship. When you have practiced it, you are excited to talk about it. So now you're a little more front of mind about when you're going to schedule that appointment and talk with them and meet with them and go through it, right? Okay, let's go on to planning. Okay.
Well, they have a lot more confidence too once they have a presentation. Quite honestly, a lot of people don't go on listing presentations because they have never put one together and they're afraid to go sit in front of a client and present. But if they practice it and they know their stuff, now they look for those opportunities because they're not afraid of them.
Yeah, that's so true, Kev. There's so many ripple effects to this. Your practice, you're confident. How many times have we said, well, I wish I was just more confident. Well, the confidence it's a domino that's down the line. And it's always after practice, guys. It's always after. So very, very well said, Kev. Okay, number 14. When there is time directed to the blank, I improve and I am most effective. Wow, what's this one? Where time is directed to the blank, I improve and I am most effective. What do you think here? Look, we're under the heading of planning. Okay, so we got to think about organization here, although that's not the word. What do you think? This one's really key right now. Look, I'm going to give you the answer because I want to talk a little bit more about this. Number 14 is highest priorities. So this is an old Franklin Covey, you know, ABC. You write all your tasks and then you say what's A, what's B, what's C, what's more important today. And I've often, one thing my mother would do when I was a teenager is she would ask me, okay, I can't believe I'm about to say this. My wife can't stand this, okay? Because my mom would tuck me in. My wife crazy. Like, did she tuck you in? I said, yes, it was the best part of the day. She would tuck me in. You know, we'd have these chats and these talks. But she would say, what was the most important thing that you did today? And when you're looking back on the day and you say, what's the most important thing? It was often not what you thought was the most important thing when you planned your day. You know, so you kind of have to rewire sometimes what the highest priorities are. But right now we're doing a lot of business, okay? So you're going to have a lot of opportunities. You've got current client needs. You've got sellers, listings, under contracts, and then you've got potential business. So this can be a problem as we battle with, do I spend time in my prospecting follow-up with potential business, or am I more focused on my current clients and my current obligations that I've already contracted? All right, there's a lot of veterans on this call too. What's the wisdom here? So what's the priority? Who gets the priority? If I've only got, you know, an hour to spare and there's undone ends with current clients, current, you know, commitments there, or I've got the potential for new business, where am I spending that? Thanks, Joe. Yeah, it's always, always, always the current client, guys, but we can't, I mean, we want to keep that thing flowing. So here's something to analyze. If you're finding yourself with more leads and opportunities that you can convert, you've got to lay the conduit to get that business delivered out to agents who do have the time. This is, hey, I'd say, hey, John, are you okay if I refer you some potential buyers that are calling in on my listings I don't have time to get back with? All right. And John says, yeah, that's great with me. And like, are you good with a referral fee on those? And John says, are you kidding? I'd be thrilled. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Fantastic. In comes the lead. Bang. I send it to John. Right. So otherwise, we're going to miss that opportunity. Some you'll go ahead and have time to convert, but never sacrifice the current obligations for potential business. Instead, lay the conduit so business can continue to build and you can scale. You can scale. The biggest challenges we often have when we get busy is how we scale. Okay, it overwhelms us, doesn't it? It can just be so daunting. We think there's no way I could do all of this. Right? And what we've missed is we've missed the opportunity to delegate. So write this one down too on your notes. This is a funnel of decision. It starts off with A, can I eliminate the task? So write that first. Can the task just be eliminated? Like you don't have to do everything, okay? So eliminate it. Number 2, can I delegate it? Number 3, can I automate it? And the final one at the bottom at the funnel, write me. And that's either me now or me later. And if it's me later, calendar it, okay? So let's go through it again. Eliminate, delegate, automate, me, okay? And if it falls to me, it's either me now, that means today, or me later, which is calendar. So what we have to do is we've got to just get this assembly line of things moving through. Otherwise, we get overwhelmed with too many things. Okay, is that helpful? That's coming from a TED Talk that's phenomenal, with a great presenter who deals with procrastination topics and business building and personal development. I thought it was a great TED Talk. Maybe we'll review it one time. Okay. All right. Good. So what are we on now? Are we on to 15? Yes, 15. Blank and blank tasks, actions, and production causes them to increase. Increase. Yep, question 15. What's the answer? Caitlin, you look so serious. What is this? Tara? Tara's looking pretty serious too. All right, I'm not seeing a whole lot of answers on this one. What do you think, Kev? Blank and blank tasks and actions and production causes them to increase. What would cause tasks and actions to increase if I did this thing? Any guesses, Kev?
I'm drawing a blank on this one too, Will.
Okay. Good guesses though here. Okay, this, so I've got a little segment. I said, measure what matters. When you track it, it improves. So if there's something that's critically important to you, start measuring it and watch the effect. It's like noticing cars on the street that you didn't notice before. It's a phenomenal effect. I mean, even look, if you've got a weight loss goal or health goal or so many contacts, relationships you're working on or database goals, as soon as you track it and start measuring it, it will start to improve. Okay. So that's the answer. The answer is tracking and measuring are the blanks. Okay. Tracking and measuring. Okay, number 16, I am apt to accomplish my goals when I include blank in my goals. What do you think? Say again, Leslie. When include what?
When I include myself.
When I include myself? Okay, well, you're getting close.
Your motivation.
So I've made a goal.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, how do I increase, I'm more apt to accomplish them when I don't keep them a secret.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have to admit, there's times I think that's not a hard rule. Will you please write that? That's not a hard rule on everything. I think there's private plateaus that we keep to ourselves. I think that's wonderful. But there are times when you reach out to a loving friend or mentor or coach or our brokers. Look, we're all cheering you on. So if you came to us and said, my goal is, you're more apt to accomplish it when you involve everybody else. Okay. I'm more apt to accomplish my goals when I include others. Right. Angie, you got it. Okay. Number 17, when my blank goals are in line with my values and other goals, my business accomplishments have real lasting value. So that is, let me pull it off the wall here, guys. So going back to planning, when I have defined what my reason is and my purpose, and then everything flows underneath that, I've got something really, really special, right? So what are we talking about that? When my blank goals, 17, when my blank goals are in line with my values. And I like all your answers here, professional or business goals. I'll tell you what, let's make that one, it's either professional or business, that's fine. I put business goals, okay? Okay, 18, real estate is a blank blank business. Therefore, it requires the hiring of additional blank to grow my business. Interesting. Okay, so here's the moment. We're like light bulb, okay? So I'm at a seminar. Clayton Christensen is the presenter, Harvard Dean of Business. He'd recently, I guess, retired from that position, became a world renowned, most sought after consultant for the largest companies on the planet. There he is with a room filled with about 1,000 just broker owners. And he asked us to define what kind of business we are, because if we knew what kind of business we are, we'll innately know what kind of challenges are fundamental to our business. So what is our business? And he said, for example, you're not manufacturing. You're not. But if you were manufacturing, your product, you'd have challenges about materials, distribution, and the cost of labor, and that would be fundamental to your business. So what are you? Okay, what kind of business are we? Okay, let's see what's on here. We got Kara, personal service, relationships, and Lauren, yeah. Okay, good job, guys. Joel, John, Lauren, Sally. Think back to real estate school. There was a reason why we couldn't assign listing agreements to other brokers. You know, so Berkshire Hathaway can't just sell all of their inventory to another company as if it were inventory like another business, like a retail business. You bought a retail business, you get the inventory. If I sold my studio, Joel, you'd probably sell all your equipment with it, right? But if I sell my real estate company, why can't I sell my listings? Because it's personal and unique to us.
Personal service.
Right? See, there's only one Kevin Larson.
Thank God.
Well, I don't know about that. I'd take a whole company of Kevin Larsons. But there's personal to us. So the answer is we are a personal service. So when you're thinking about doing more business, it's kind of hard to do more business if you don't hire more people. See, that's fundamental to our business. That means those conduits are laid. So we talk about, I hope you're writing this down, guys, so that the conduit are things like not only using the resources and teams you already have, there's 60 staff people. There's 17 leaders in this company. Are we using them because they work for you? That's the purpose. My purpose is to help you. So are you getting enough out of me and Kevin and all of our admin staff and our marketing department and Joe? I mean, we are overly blessed with phenomenal people there, and it starts there. Then we go into transaction coordinating, or a part-time assistant, or a full-time assistant, or buyer's agents, or a marketing person, right? Unique to you. So it's hard to scale this business unless you leverage out labor, additional labor. That's what Clayton was trying to teach us, is that we're a personal service business. Therefore, you can't scale unless you add people. Okay? So think about that. And I think it starts with all of us deciding to be affiliated in practice, be a practitioner at Berkshire Hathaway. Why? Because we've invested so much in having so many great people, which is why we all believe that if someone will join us and their heart's in the right place, and they fit our culture, by the way, then they can grow here because there's more help and resources, right? I thought that was a huge eye-opener for me, and a big light bulb went off when I went, wow, we phrased it different ways, but I don't know that I've ever thought about classifying our business, then understanding that it can't grow without human capital or additional labor, right? Good stuff, guys? Like it? Okay, thanks for the head nod.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leslie. Okay, I got a little long-winded on that one. So yeah, what kind of business are we? So you got the answers. Was that 18? That was 18, right? Okay, 19. Let's do 19. When the assembly line of potential tasks comes at me, I should ask myself, can I blanket, or blanket? Hey, no swearing. Keep it clean. Yeah, there it is. I've already given you the answer, right? Already gave you the answer. Eliminate it, delegate it, or automate it. If you haven't automated your bill pays, might want to look at that one. I was recently trying to convince my mom of that. She goes, but aren't you worried? She has a Southern accent. Aren't you worried someone's going to take my information and get to my money? I said, well, I am, Mom, but so far it's working out pretty well. You know, you get a notification. Oh, really? That will come right to my phone? I said, yeah, it will come right to your phone. So with the passing of my father last week, my aunt came in to stay with my mom, and oh my goodness, the Southern accents that are flying around my house right now. For example, you look in something and you get here, Kev, play along with me, okay? So just be your normal self, okay? So, but if you look into a blank to see your reflection, or you know, what are you looking into?
A mirror.
A mirror. Okay, you know what they say in the South? Mirror.
Mirror.
Mirror. Look in the. Well, you need to go look in a mirror. Not everyone. Leslie's from Baton Rouge. She's over here going, wait a minute. Not everyone.
Jen Maloney's out here listening to this as well. She was laughing.
I'm from Washington, and everybody calls it Washington.
Oh, really?
Like, what?
Nice. There's a famous dish. Well, I mean, it's unique to the South, but it's have you ever had boiled peanuts?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they're raw. You boil them, salt. You know, don't put too much salt, but they're actually delicious. But you can't call them. You can't go into a store like the Piggly Wiggly in the South and say, "Where are your boiled peanuts?" Okay, you have to say boiled. They're boiled peanuts. So I don't. You know, look, it's a great lange. Anyway.
You got Nancy, Ernie, and a whole crew out here laughing, Will. So.
Oh yeah, boiled peanuts.
Yeah, your Southern accent. You know, I spent all my summers in Baton Rouge. So growing up, my whole family's from there. My mom's the youngest of 7 kids. So I listened to Southern accent my whole life.
Yeah. You know what? It's really comforting to me, frankly. Yeah, that's, you know, all my family's from South Carolina, and it's Carolina, just so you all know. Yeah, so I love the South. The air is so sweet smelling there. Don't you think? For the most part, down at the ocean. I mean, I just remember Charleston being that way, and Myrtle Beach. It was just had a really nice smell. Anyway, hey, back to real estate. Okay, are we on to 20? And it looks like we're timing this pretty good, aren't we? Okay, so prospecting, a big deal, guys. You know, we got to get out there, meet people, make relationships, make friends, solve problems. That's what this is all about. You know, the best resources behind you are go unleveraged unless we find someone to help, right? Really critical. So here they are. Number 20, blank generates consistent closings. So what is it? Thanks, Joe. Question 20. So if you're going to consistent closings, you have to have what?
Clients.
Consistent prospecting.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Lauren's got it right. Consistent prospecting. That's it. Consistent prospecting generates consistent closing. That's it. Okay. All right. Number 21. Staying in blank with past clients ensures the continued growth and value of my business. Staying in what? I gave you half the word kind of here. All right, Bettina, you got it right. Stay in touch or stay in contact. Those are good answers too. Stay in touch. Staying in touch with past clients ensures a continued growth and value of my business. Sometimes it's just a simple thing, guys. A short text message is enough sometimes, a quick phone call, a short email. Communicate the way they like to communicate. Remember that? If you've ever texted someone and then they call you, next time call them. If you ever called them and then they text you back, then text them. If you ever emailed them and they go silent, then text or call them. They're sending you a message, right? Okay, 22. Consistent blank is the key to blank leads to client. Leads to clients. Yeah, okay, I'd forgotten this one. So yeah, all right. So want to take a stab at this one? This is a harder one. We're on the home stretch here. Something in converting. Thanks for playing along, Kara. Kara's right on the last part. It is converting. So number 22, consistent follow-up is the key to converting leads to clients. Follow-up. How long? All right, you got a sign call from someone who doesn't have an agent or they're calling, they're interested, they want to see it. How long, guys? How long before you think that lead is now too old? Anybody? Hey, Jim Lee, what do you think? How long do we have on that? I mean, if you've got someone who calls you on a listing or in property, they're from out of town and they say, hey, we'd like to see it. We don't have an agent, but wonder if you could show it to us. It went to voicemail because you were on the other line dealing with a current client. How much time do you have to get back to them, do you think?
Unmute Jim so he can tell us.
Oh, unmute. I got you. There you are, Jim. Go ahead.
Got an hour.
Yeah, the precious hour.
Yeah.
The precious hour, exactly. Otherwise, they're gone.
Yeah. They may likely be calling 2 or 3 different listings, right, to see. So if they get the first agent to call him back, that agent's likely to say, are there other listings that you also would like to look at while we're out, right? So remember to do that also when you're the first one to get back to them. So I think that's really good. If you guys follow Jim and everything he does, you're going to have not only a happy life, but a great business. So, he's an amazing father too, if you know his son. So,
Well, I'd say in this day and age, an hour might even be pushing it. I mean, you're looking at people now that are expecting data back in minutes as opposed to an hour. I mean, if an hour is what you can do, great. But I would say that's as soon as possible. In terms of return. And then in terms of follow-up, we actually, I built a whole company, a software company based around salespeople and their lack of follow-up. And so we were doing national studies on how often a salesperson actually follows up on a lead. And the average was 2 to 3 times before they call the lead not interested, when in fact, it turns out that conversion happens between 9 and 11 attempts at follow-up. And so when you think about when you're calling somebody back and they don't answer, or you email them back, or you text them back, or whatever form of communication that you prefer, what we tend to do as salespeople is we write a narrative about why the person on the other end is not answering us. We don't ever imagine that they're just sitting there waiting for you to call. And when they don't answer the phone when you call, then you say, well, they're probably not interested. As opposed to the fact that, the kid just ran outside, with 3 hot dogs and 7 fruit snacks, or the fact that they're in a dead cell zone, or the fact that, something else came up and they're busy during the day. And the other thing that we found was that most salespeople will only follow up the method of communication that the salesperson prefers. So if you like to talk to people on the phone, and so you call them on the phone, they don't answer on the phone, you assume they're not interested, as opposed to if they made the inquiry over email, or they made the inquiry over text, and you call them back and they don't answer, they're trying to tell you how to communicate with them. Right? So you're saying, I want to talk to you. And they're saying, I want to text with you. So you call 6 times, they don't answer the phone. And you're like, well, they're not interested. Right? As opposed to understanding that they're clearly giving you the clues on how they want to interact with you. And so make sure that you match whatever communication method that they're basically opening the conversation with. So if that comes over, like you said, a signed call, if that comes over a text message, if that comes over an inquiry on the website, make sure that you're matching those particular things. And then at some point in that conversation, in the follow-up, you have to then say, are you open to a conversation? Can we get on the phone? Is there a good time to make that happen? But it's one of the biggest mistakes that anybody that's in this service type industry makes, is that we assume that they want to communicate with us the way we want to communicate. I want to meet you. I want to put you in, face to face. I want to get you on the phone. And in many times, in particular this day and age, they're still keeping that distance until they have that relationship with you, right? So they're doing the text because that's a little bit more safe for them, or they're doing email, or they're doing a Facebook chat, or they're doing an Instagram private message. And all of those cues you've got to pick up on, because I talked to an agent literally on Monday, and that was the issue. I've called this person 7 times and they never call back. Every time I call them, they text me. I go, What do you think that's exactly, they're just telling you how to talk to them, right? So text them back. Well, I don't like texting. Well, it doesn't matter if you like texting. That's what they like, right? So you understand that your communication ideology has to be flexible, just like you talked about earlier in this class.
Yeah, that's really well said, Joe. Hey, will you guys write down something else? Follow-up is solution-centered. Follow-up is solution-centered, and it's solution to what? Problem. It's a problem. Well, if you say, I don't know what the problem is, Will, then go back to step one, which is discovery. So ask questions, okay? But follow-up is solution-centered. So, you know, something is in the way of them getting what they want. Maybe if it feeds them making a decision on whether they should purchase now or later. So see if you can help them solve that. So you can start these conversations with, I was giving a lot of thought to what we talked about last time, and I have done some research and found, and then whatever that it is, right? I hope this is helpful for you. It's really amateurish to call up somebody or re-engage them in follow-up and just say, are you interested in buying? Are you interested in selling? That's really amateur, and it's not who we are. So solution-centered follow-up, guys. And you know, so when I asked the question, Jim was answering, when is the lead now too old? And Jim's saying, after an hour, you're in trouble, right? And what Joe is saying, what we're all saying is, we got to get to those leads as quick as possible. I think you've got about 5 to 10 minutes. Or as soon as you can get back to them, but realize they're probably calling multiple listings. And as soon as they get an agent, that lead conversion is going to start happening with somebody else. Okay.
Just really on that point, sorry, Will, to drag out on that point as well. One of the things that I think is really important is that if somebody contacts you for a specific question, I'd like to know more about this particular house or this particular listing, and you answer with a generic, hey, so are you, what can I help you with? That you're immediately setting yourself off in a deficit in the relationship. One of the greatest things that can happen in today's day and age is that if somebody says, I'd like more information about that listing, get them more information about that listing, then ask the follow-up question. Solve the immediate need, just like you said, Will, solve the immediate need, and then do your follow-up questions, because you're not going to get somebody to open up their entire soul of why they're making their change in the first 2 minutes. You have to provide that value so that you can build that relationship and then allow them to move down the road with you.
Very well said. All right, number 23. Learn to blank the process of blank. New business results will improve. Learn to blank the process of. This is such a mindset question. Okay, I'll give you the answer. Here it is. So 23, learn to enjoy the process of finding. Okay, now you go, I don't really like that part of it. I don't really like prospecting. Well, you don't like it yet, okay? But finding new friends, making new friends, meeting new people, we can learn to love. As a teenager, I did not like practicing the piano. I did not like going to church. I did not like to run. All three of those things today, I really, really, really enjoy. Really enjoy. No one has to twist my arm to do any of those three things. So we can learn to love things. Give them a little chance. Find a way that's your way, but if you enjoy it, you're going to be really good at it. Okay, number 24. 24. Efficiencies improve when blank and blank are used in the lead generation and the follow-up processes. 3 seconds. What do you think? Efficiencies improve when blank and blank are used in lead generation follow-up processes.
Something to do with automation.
Yeah, you're all thinking it. 24 is, the first blank is systems and tools. So, if you're not systematizing this and you're still working on Post-it notes or written notes and you're just caller ID on your cell phone, you better start figuring out how you're going to deal with all this mass. And it's already upon us. It's upon us right now. So if we've done a really good job, Steve Roney, our captain, keeps saying, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It doesn't mean that we're perfect. Okay. It just means we're doing a lot of the right things already. Refer business you don't have time for, guys. Refer leads you don't have time for. Don't count that as lost money. It's money you would have had because you didn't have the time to follow up. Get those leads out to other agents as quick as you can. If you don't have time to get to them. Okay. Last one. My blank is directly related to my ability to find those who are in need of my blank. My blank is directly related to.
Yes.
I like all these words. They're very good. Results. Okay. I mean, guys, I put income. My income is directly related to my ability to find those who are in need of my services. But, you know, I like those words too. So, okay. Look, we're out of time. I'm not going to go over. I'm not going to get long-winded. I just want to tell you guys, I love you all. I'm so proud to work in this amazing company with great people. Over the last week, it's been very comforting to know that I've got such great friends and I've got so many good things in my life going on. And I know anyone who's gone through that, who's lost a really close loved one, your gratitude is instantly appreciated for what you have, and you analyze life. And I count all of you as great blessings in my life. And I love you all, wish you nothing but the best. And if you need anything, please call me anytime. If it's after 9, always call Kevin. So
thanks, Will.
yeah, nah, you know, I'll take your call anytime. I know, Kevin, we all do. We all love it. We all know if you call late, you need us. So you guys have a fantastic week. I hope that helps you. Thanks for having bread in the head today. I know I thought it was very tasty, and I wish you all the best. Okay. See you
Thanks,
later.
Will.
Have a great day. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, Joe, I think we can stop the recording on